Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary and explanation of the story of Emily's story quest released in the game Genshin Impact version 4.8. The Traveler and Paimon are walking around Port Ormos when they see Tignari. There's a flower exhibition going on, and Tignari is helping out. Tignari then says goodbye, and the Traveler looks around. Paimon smells some flowers and is hit with an allergy attack. Just then, a woman provides some incense that relieves Paimon. That woman says she is Emily and is a perfumer from Fontaine. Tignari sees the commotion and comes by to check on them, recognizing Emily. Emily explains she's visiting Port Ormos to investigate rumors Auguste has reappeared. Auguste is a perfume derived from a flower of the same name. Years ago, Auguste was wildly popular and inspired a bunch of profiteers and scams. Eventually, the authorities got involved and threw all the scammers into jail. As for Auguste, the perfume is no longer made as the flower it's made from is extinct. The Auguste flower was a specially cultivated flower, and all its flower beds were destroyed in a fire. Emily then says she needs to go meet Edgar. Edgar oversees the flower exhibition, taught Emily perfumery, and was one of Auguste's original creators. They head over to Edgar's hotel and see him talking to two men. The men say they are Oud and Blaze, perfume merchants from Fontaine. It seems they are also here to investigate rumors about Auguste. Edgar has already been investigating and has found nothing concrete. Emily asks to stay at the hotel, but Edgar says the hotel is full. Oud does agree to take some of Emily's luggage, so they go to his hotel room to look around. Oud then asks what Emily's bringing, and she says some necessities and a case of amber wine she offers to Oud for his hospitality. Oud happily accepts and sends someone to retrieve her luggage. Suddenly they hear a noise outside and rush to see Edgar lying on the ground. Before passing out, Edgar says the words Kyria and Auguste. They investigate the area, and it seems someone forced Edgar to drink a bottle of Auguste. They move Edgar inside and Emily stabilizes him. Afterwards, Emily confronts Oud and Blaze, who she now addresses as Sylvain and Lucien. Emily says in addition to Edgar, there were 3 other creators of Auguste. 2 of the creators just finished a prison sentence for fraud and destabilizing the perfume market. Emily figured out their identities from a number of clues, including not knowing amber wine is a recently developed perfume, not alcohol. Sylvain and Lucien confess to their identities and talk about Kyria. Vijava was the 4th creator of Auguste, and Kyria was her little brother. Edgar, Lucien, and Sylvain all served time for their crimes related to Auguste. Edgar had a shorter sentence and left for Sumeru after serving his time, which is where he met and taught Emily. As for Vijava, before she could be arrested, she burned down the Auguste flower beds and died in the fires as well. After Vijava's death, Kyria disappeared until they heard rumors of Auguste in Port Ormos. Lucien and Sylvain suspect Kyria knows how to reproduce Auguste. They want to meet Kyria so they can restart their Auguste business. They also confirm Auguste isn't poison, but drinking a whole bottle of perfume would harm anyone. They end the conversation and Emily explains she is a forensic cleaner, meaning she cleans up dead bodies. Emily asks them to report everything to Tignari, and they do so. Tignari tells everything to Sheriff Shyam, who prepares his forces to capture Kyria. Sometime later they meet with Emily, who says Edgar is stable. Emily also analyzed the Auguste at the crime scene, and there is elemental energy in it. Just then Kale shows up and says Tignari looked into Vijava and couldn't find anything. Suddenly they hear something going on in the hotel and rush in. Inside, Lucien's dead body is on the floor. They call over Sheriff Shyam and investigate the scene. Edgar later comes by and explains the truth. Vijava's real name was Yelena and was a Fatui who defected. Yelena used a delusion to create Auguste, which is why it contains trace amounts of elemental energy. Side note, delusions are vision-like objects produced by the Fatui. Delusions grant power and are rare, though each of the Fatui harbingers seem to have one. Because of the energy, prolonged exposure to Auguste, or a lot of it at once, could cause physical harm. Discovery of these facts could have sent them all to jail for life. Yelena burned everything down to hide these facts and to protect her brother. Additionally, years of using the delusion caused heavy deterioration of Yelena's health, meaning she was likely near death already. Sylvain adds that their Auguste fortune was likely not destroyed in the fire, but given to Kyria. They now realize Kyria likely used the rumors about Auguste to lure in Sylvain and Lucien to get revenge for his sister. The group then comes up with a plan to use Edgar and Sylvain as bait to draw in and capture Kyria. First, they'll spread rumors Sylvain and Edgar will be arrested tomorrow, meaning Kyria must strike tonight. Then, Edgar and Sylvain will wait in their hotel rooms while everyone else hides outside the hotel. They enact the plan and wait a while before realizing Kyria already struck and Sylvain is unconscious. The next day, news of Sylvain's death spreads across Port Ormos. Everyone returns to the crime scene where Emily explains how the murders were committed. Kiria first put glazed lilies in their rooms, which bloom at night. He then filled them with Auguste and lightly glued the petals shut with slime condensate. When the glazed lilies bloom, the victims would be exposed to the Auguste. That isn't normally enough to cause harm, but Kiria also placed a type of incense called Spirit Borneal into the room. Spirit Borneal heightens sensitivity to elemental energy. That would make the victims vulnerable to the Auguste, which contains elemental energy. Emily finally concludes Edgar is Kiria in disguise, and he set up the flower exhibition entirely for his revenge. Just then they get news Edgar, who we now know as Kiria, has run off. They chase after Kiria and notice he's moving unusually fast. Emily explains the reason he's fast is the same reason he looks so old and how he made Auguste. Kiria has been using a delusion, likely his sister's. Doing so deteriorated Kiria's body and aged him. Emily goes on and says Kiria's plan likely started decades ago. After the real Edgar was released, Kiria killed him, took his identity, and moved to Sumeru where no one would question his identity. As the years passed, he refined his perfumery skills and gradually removed his disguise. He then used his delusion to age himself until he matched the real Edgar's age. They eventually track Kiria down and find him in front of a bunch of Auguste flowers. Kiria then downs a bottle of Auguste, seemingly to end his own life. Fortunately, Emily figured out everything last night, found Kiria's bottle of Auguste, and replaced the bottle Kiria just drank with a fake. Furthermore, Sylvain is still alive and the rumors of his death were fake. Kiria is surprised as he couldn't tell what he drank was fake Auguste. Emily explains modern perfumery techniques have advanced and she can now recreate the scent of Auguste with other ingredients. Kiria was so focused on his revenge he never learned of those advancements. Just then, Kale and Shyam arrive with backup and arrest Kiria. A few weeks later, the Traveler meets with Emily in Fontaine. Emily is about to release a new perfume built off the Auguste replica she made to trick Kiria. Emily also says she met Kiria again shortly before his trial. It seems Kiria regrets nothing but thanked Emily and the Traveler for saving his life and for the chance to learn more about Auguste. And that is the end of this quest in this video. If you like what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.